Hello, 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 everyone. How are you all? Hopefully, you're all doing well. So, today, we're going to be starting heavensward content. Shall I show you inside? Yes, yes, you will. But hopefully, you're doing well, and welcome. Those that are new to here, welcome to Illusion Fox Gaming. Still can't jump over the goddamn table. Wait. Need to do a class that's going to benefit best from this. Where is it? I know I'm probably passing over it. The time for action has come, and Alphino knows what he must do.
The dawn's light will shine again. So long as we have these specious accusations hanging over us, we will struggle to achieve anything. You must go to Ishgard, as Tataru proposed. I will return to Uldar and set things right.
Pray, do not be so hasty, Master Alphino.
Lord Orchiffon.
Full well do I understand your desire to clear your names. But now is not the time for drastic action. You yet have allies upon whom you can rely. There is no need to act alone.
Yes. Yes, of course. Pray forgive my impatience.
And what if I don't?
I bring tidings. Count Edmont has decreed that the three of you be taken in as wards of House Fortan. Under our patronage, you shall be granted access to the city proper.
It's interesting how I come to find that I mispronounce
Pray,
everything.
consider our manor your new headquarters, from which you may gather information and plan how best to proceed. Needless to say, should any of your missing allies be found, as I am certain they shall, they will of course be welcome to join you there.
You are more than generous, my friend. On behalf of my fellows, I humbly accept your offer of hospitality.
Probably the smartest thing
The
you said.
Count is a good man and just. He will treat you with the kindness and respect that a hero and dear friend deserves.
To Ishgard, then. Together. There we shall carry on the Scion's legacy. There we shall begin anew.
Here!
I must go on ahead and speak with the Count. Fear not, however, for everything has been arranged. The sentries at the Gate of Judgment have been informed of our decision. You need but state your names, and they will allow you to pass. My manservant shall be waiting for you at the city gates, ready to escort you to our manor, where we shall meet again. Until then. Gotcha. Wars of House Fortens, or how did he pronounce that? Oh yes, you may pass. I was worried I wasn't actually going to make it in time. Because an hour ago, I got 90k error while fishing and then had to try and brave the queue again.
And so they came, at a friend's behest. Heroes once celebrated as saviors of Eorzea, brought low through treachery, their names blackened with royal blood. With memories of the lost and dreams of redemption, with hope yet in their hearts, they came. To Ishgard, shining city on the mount, overlooking the dominion of Kurthus. A great and proud nation, devoted to Halone, the Fury, ruled by Thordan VII, Archbishop of the Ishgardian Orthodox Church. The last bastion of the faith, her walls ever bristling with the sworn swords and spears of her 4 high houses. A land that after 1,000 years of war had forgotten what it was to be at peace. Through gates long closed, the warrior of light and her companions passed, entering at last a city whose history was written in blood. In the midst of the Dragonsong War they came, 3 weary travelers whose arrival would set in motion great change. Though none knew then how great.
Okay. Greetings on behalf of House for Tom. For Tom? I bid you welcome to Ishgard. My lord humbly request your presence as residents in the Pillars. If you all would come with me. So tune to the 8th right here. Well, I'm close to it. Now access the last vigil. The warrior of light and her brave companion walking the streets of the Ishgard at last. What a glorious sight. I cannot tell you how long I have waited for this day. Allow me to present you my family home. Fort Holmes Manor. I should like nothing more than to show you around, but everyone is gathered to receive you. Come, my friends, introductions must be made.
My lord, I have returned with the Scions.
I hope your journey was not too taxing. I, Count Edmond de Fortemps, do bid you welcome. As wards of House Fortemps, you shall be afforded every courtesy. My home is your home.
My companions and I are deeply honored, Count Fortemps.
The honor is mine, Master Alphino. Consider it an expression of our gratitude for your service to Ishgard.
Forgive me, my lord, but are you not concerned? To accept foreign guests at such a juncture, especially ones with our reputation.
Do not worry yourself on my account. 'Tis true that Ishgard's first thought has ever been the war effort, hence the closing of our borders. Yet it is in troubled times most of all that men should seek allies, don't you think? Granted, my decision will have raised eyebrows in the vault and in the halls of the other high houses. But so long as you continue with your altruistic endeavors, I doubt my honored peers will feel moved to voice their concerns.
Then there is naught to fear. Though our numbers are much reduced, we are no less determined to carry on our work.
Full glad am I to hear it. But before you return to your labors, why not take a tour of the city? You would do well, I think, to acquaint yourselves with your new surroundings. After all, you may be here for some time.
Though our friends in House for Tomes have been generous enough to extend us their protection, we must take care not to impose too much on their hospitality. To learn properly, we're going to learn about our new homes, that we might become more self-efficient, or sufficient, not efficient. It'll take a while to learn the lay of the land, but I learn it we must. Then there's the markets and taverns. We need to know where to shop and where to hear small talk. It would seem a tour of the city is indeed in order. I thank you for your counsel, my lord. My companions and I shall of course do as you suggest. Very good. Then my manservant shall accompany you. He will be able to answer any questions you might have. Ah, but I grow forgetful in my dotage. There is something I must give you ere we part. Their documentation is in order, I trust? Yes, my lord. These documents identify you as wards of House Vertoms. Given that our borders have remained closed for decades, many of my countrymen are unaccustomed to treating with foreigners. Should anyone happen to question your presence here, it may prove necessary to remind them that you remain under the protection of House Vertoms, but let us hope it shall not come to that. Rest assured that we shall do our utmost to avoid any situation which might compel us to invoke your name. Allusion to Taru, the city awaits. Let's go. As this is your first time in our fair city, pray permit me to show you the Hoplon, from whence we may gaze upon the splendor of the Holy Vault. Though all other sights pale in comparison, 'tis only meet that you see it first. I shall then show you around the jeweled crozier, where you may purchase all manner of goods and services before descending to Foundation's Aetheryte Plaza, if there are no questions. The Hoplon, so named for the bronze great shield borne by our nation's patron deity, is the largest plaza in Ishgard. The magnificent cathedral to the north is, of course, the Holy Vault. The Vault is both Ishgard's seat of government and the residence of the Archbishop of the Ishgardian Orthodox Church. Begging your pardon, the statues to the south, are they perchance Thornton's famed Knights 12? Very good, Master Alphino. They are the fathers of Ishgard, the brave knights who joined with King Thornton to put down Nidhogg and found this great nation. Ours is a city rich in history and tradition, and there's much you can learn by exploring the pillars, time permitting, of course. Now then, if you would follow me to the old crozier, I shall introduce you to Mistress Elise, our master of the markets. Well, you're clearly not locals or traveling peddlers, which makes you all... Ah, wards of House Hortoms. How very interesting. Count Edmont has granted us leave to remain in Ishgard for as long as we wish, which may be some time. Accordingly, we will have need of sundry goods, hence our desire to make your acquaintance. That is, of course, assuming you are content to accept the custom of foreigners, should you be uncomfortable. Young sir, we do not discriminate in matters of money. If you have coin to spend, who are we to refuse it? Weapons, armor, accoutrement, medicine, materials, whatever your desire can be found in the crozier. Our merchants will be more than happy to accommodate you, as you soon shall see. Our next destination is the Aetheryte Plaza and Foundation. If everyone is ready... Okay. Where am I going? Oh, the Aetheryte Plaza. And here we have Foundation's Aetheryte Plaza. If you have yet to attune to the Aetheryte, it would be wise to do so now. Nope, already did that. Your guide is eager to continue your tour of Ishgard. As for our next destination, mayhap we should decide together what else can be found nearby. The Sky Steel Manufactory stands to the west. Our engineers conceive and manufacture weapons for use against the dragons. The holy stables where chokers are trained for war also lie in that direction. To the north and east can be found the congregation of our knights, most heavenly, while to the south and east, well, it would be best if you avoided that area. And why is that? I fear our knights may not be able to ensure your safety in the lowest levels, Master Elfno. Hold your nose when you pass the broom, little lord. A delicate flower like you is like to wilt in our fumes. You misjudge me, sir, for I am no lord, but a humble traveler. Oh, come to see the sights, have you? Take a turn down the Hoplon and gawp at the statues? Well, if you've a mind to learn how the better half live, come and have a drink at the Forgotten Knight if your nursemaid will let you. My humblest apologies, Master Elfno. Pray, pay what that drunken lout no mind. Oh, but I must. It would not do to refuse such a heartfelt invitation. Yes, I simply must see this Forgotten Knight for myself. I trust you see the wisdom in this. There are few sources of information more abundant than a bustling local hostelry. Not that I expect to hear any news of our missing comrade just yet. Nevertheless, who can say what we might learn of recent events? Then I'm coming too. Must say this is rather unusual. Not just one, but a whole party of fresh new faces in my tavern? We but recently arrived in Ishgard and eager to acquaint ourselves with her more notable establishments, Master. Good on, dude. I'm flattered you think so highly of my establishment. Can't promise it'll live up to your expectations, but if it's decent food and drink you're after, you could do much worse. Judging by the number of customers I see, I suspect your fare is rather more than decent. Speaking of your clientele, I could not help but note a difference between those who frequent the upper and lower floors. Spot that, did ya? Aye, up here you'll find peddlers, porters, off-duty knights, and so forth, dropping in on their way to or from somewhere else. Regulars maybe, but not locals. Folks on the broom, they tend to congregate downstairs where we offer a menu more suited to their taste. Cheaper meals, stronger spirits, all quality mind, but not the sort of stuff I'd recommend to yourselves. You speak of the lowest levels, yes, but why do you call them the broom, if I may ask? Because when the weather's foul and the broom rolls in thick, it's the poor sods living at the bottom who have to deal with it. I see. It's not just weather. When the wyverns broke through the wards and started tearing up the city, it was the broom that got the worst of it. While the pillars enjoyed the protection of the high houses and the temple knights, more than a few people are still sore about that mind, which is why, considering your present company, I'd recommend you keep your wits about you if you mean to go below, and something sharp in your boot just to be sure. I shall take your words to heart, sir. Master Alphino, I think it would be best if we returned to Fort Tom's Manor. You go on ahead without me. I'm staying for a drink or two. I am afraid that is out of the question, my lord. The Count would never forgive me if I abandoned one of his charges in such a place. Least of all, a maiden. What are you up to, Tataru? Look around, Alphino. This tavern is full of people whose business regularly takes them beyond the gates of judgment. With friends like that, I could practically live here and wait for the newest gossip to come to me. Indeed, but will you be safe here on your own? Oh, please, you know how often I looked after the waking sands and the rising stones by myself? If I had to kill for every unwelcome caller I've driven away, I'd be rich beyond my wildest dreams. I'll be fine. Sure you will. Not that I doubt the lady's knack for fending off unwanted advances, but I'll be damned if I'm going to let anyone lay an unwelcome hand on a patron in my establishment. That settles it. Nataru, Illusion, I shall return to the manor for now. Contact me by link pro if you require assistance. I will. I screwed up reading that. I know what I wanted to do here. Ow. Tell us then, Master Alphino, does Ishgard meet with your expectations? That which I imagine pales in comparison to the reality. I feel the weight of 1,000 years of history with every step I took. And when those steps took me past the scars left by the wyverns and Foundation, I understood how easily that history could end in tragedy. The attack was devastating, the casualties unspeakable. The wyverns did not discriminate. Unarmed men and women, even children, were given no quarter. Sir Imeric has ordered his knights to strengthen our defenses, and each house has been called upon to lend what support it can. There is much to be done, yet alas, able-bodied men and women are in short supply. Mayhap we could be of assistance, my lord. After all you've done for us, we would welcome any opportunity to repay your kindness. That is a most generous offer, Master Alphino. You are guests in my home, to whom I have extended my hospitality without obligation, let or lien. Nevertheless, Ishgard's need is great, and if you are willing to aid our cause, I cannot well refuse. Good, what would you ask of us? For I have heard you are an intelligent and persuasive young man. Such qualities may prove most useful to us in our efforts to secure provisions from foreign sources, identifying trustworthy suppliers, brokering contracts, and so on. As for you, Mistress Fox, I could ask for no one better than a storied veteran, such as yourself, a one with the capacity to act swiftly and decisively when needed, to aid Artorial and Emmeline in their duties. I beg your pardon? I am more than capable of carrying out my duty by myself. I have no need of our honored guests' assistance. Well, piss off. Now, be reasonable, brother. What manner of fool would say no when a famous hero offered to do his work? Hold your tongues. By the Fury, the two of you will conduct yourselves with dignity befitting your station, and show them the respect they deserve. This is the woman who slew Gaius von Balsair and some half-dozen primals besides. She's not here to steal your glory or serve as your errand girl. If you can pardon them their impropriety, I should be much obliged if you would lend my sons a helping hand. My thanks, Fury willing. They may even learn something from you. Twould seem we shall not want for employment over the coming days, though that was never in doubt. Our host's initial reluctance to accept our offer of aid was solely for appearance's sake. In truth, he is glad of this opportunity to put us to work. By granting us patronage, House Vertoms has taken a tremendous risk. Until we demonstrate our worth to Ishgard at large, the Count will face considerable opposition from his peers in matters great and small. And so he would have us publicly serve Ishgard while simultaneously keeping his sons in check. 'Tis an arrangement we may benefit from in unexpected ways. My own duties may feasibly bring me into contact with people who know something of our missing comrades. And as you go about helping out our two lords with their various responsibilities, you will inevitably make new acquaintances in Ishgard, mayhap even new allies. Yes, the more I think on it, the more confident I am that furthering their goals, we shall further our own. When a man like Lord Emmeline is in high spirits, you can be sure that trouble is in store. Shall we be off then? Ah, but where are my manners? Emmeline de Fotoms, second son of Count Edmond de Fotoms, Trueborn, that is. Yes, yes, I know what you're thinking. You're absolutely right. What ill fortune to be born second in a society where the eldest inherits all. Oh, my brother would never cut me off, 'tis true, but who could be satisfied subsisting on a meager allowance forever overshadowed by his sibling? Not I, not I. Which I need your help to ensure that this business in the sea of clouds goes swimmingly, so that the tales of my great deeds can win me a place in the people's hearts. Or better yet, raise me higher in their estimations than Arturo. Ambitious, I grant you, but then I do have a legendary hero to do my bidding. Oh, don't look at me that way. I jest, I jest. Anyway, we are to aid the good men and women of House Helenart. They have ever been steadfast friends to our house, though they've fallen on hard times since the calamity, poor blighters. As for what precisely we'll be doing, well, what fun would it be if I told you everything in advance? Just come along with me to the airship landing. We'll need to take the airship to Camp Cloudtop. Dun dun dun. Dun 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 dun. Dun dun dun. Dun dun. Are you leaving to depart? Are you ready to depart? The airship bound for Camp Cloudtop will be leaving shortly. Yeah, let's go.
Upon an airship, conceived within the fecund mind of Sid Garland, renegade prodigy of Garlemald, who had come to call Eorzea home. High into the heavens, where isles of earth and stone floated as clouds, a frontier the knights of Ishgard had scarce begun to explore. To a fledgling outpost, within the sea of clouds, where careworn scouts ever scanned the skies for winged shadows, she came.
Awfully cold up here. I mean, Carthus may not be blessed with the warmest weather in the world, but compared to this, it seems positively balmy. And of course, our hero is wholly unperturbed. You don't have to maintain that strong, silent persona all the time, you know. Never mind, we need to find Lady Laniette. She is in charge of the garrison here. Oh, and when we find her, just follow my lead. Yes? Excellent. fly for me. Welcome, I am Sir Laniette de Helenart, commander of the forces stationed here at Camp Cloudtop. Strange though it may sound, I have long dreamed of meeting you. I am in your debt, you see, and I shall ever remain so. Were not for you, my younger brother Francel would have been executed upon the word of a false inquisitor. Alas, a knight must go where duty demands, and thus I have been unable to seek you out. But by the grace of Helone, I have been granted an opportunity to thank my brother's savior in person, to call upon her generous aid besides. Truly, I know not what I have done to deserve this. Double blessing. Ahem, 'tis a pleasure to see you again. I cut an elegant figure as always, a steel-clad rose, equally at home on a battlefield or in a ballroom. If it is not too much to ask, I should be grateful if you would allow me to finish speaking with the Warrior of Light. Camp Cloudtop was established to provide early warning of impending Dravanian incursions. The high elevation afforded by the floating isles makes it ideal for this purpose. Naturally, it also makes us a ready target for attack. We are not defenseless, however. The Protector, our largest and most advanced airship, is capable of downing all but the mightiest of dragons. Alas, as you've all noticed, it is currently undergoing repair. What is worse, our efforts have been hampered by an indigenous beast tribe known as the Vanu Vanu, with whom we have had several skirmishes already. No beastman is a match for a man of Ishgard. Bring me a birdman and I'll show him a thing or two. I fear much and more may be asked for you in the days to come. Lady Laniette knows all too well what must be done to ensure that your time spent in Camp Cloudtop is not for nothing. While I understand Edmund's intentions, I'd rather not waste valuable time ensuring that the young lord doesn't get trampled underfoot. True, it is entirely possible that he may learn something from this experience, but if left to his own devices, I think it far more likely that he will make a mess of things. Tell him to keep. I'd like him to keep watch for Dravanian outflyers. Then when you have a moment to speak with his manservant in private, make it clear that it is his responsibility to keep Emmeline from shirking his duty. A request from Laniette? Why didn't she think to ask me in person? Surely she must see me standing here but a few yalms away. Oh, never mind. What is it? Mission. Yes, of course, that is why I'm here. I shall do as my lady asks. I do not believe I have properly introduced myself, my lord. My name is Honorite, and I serve at the pleasure of Lord Emmeline. Would have me accompany Lord Emmeline on his mission? I understand completely. I will do my utmost to keep him out of harm's way. Were he of another housemate, I would not feel obligated to go in such lengths to preserve his safety and dignity. In any case, I appreciate you speaking to me for now. To him for me, it would seem he actually listens to you at least more so than others. Or maybe you are more skilled at this than most. I expect you have had to humor your fair share of difficult men before. Ooh. So you get to more important business. Now that Emmeline is out of harm's way, we are free to discuss matters of actual import, such as our struggles with Vanu Vanu. We first encountered the Vanu several years ago when we had just begun to explore the Sea of Clouds. After an exchange of pleasantries and gifts, we received permission to construct a permanent lookout point. There was peace between our people for half a year, until suddenly, for reasons unknown, their attitudes towards us changed. They began to attack our foraging parties without provocation, forcing us to rely heavily on supplies flown in from Ishgard. But words are no substitute for first-hand experience. Go and see Sir Merrill. She could use your assistance. I presume Lady Anna told me you were coming. I hear tell you've never faced a Vanu before. Well, spend enough time on patrol and you're sure to cross paths with them eventually. These birdmen are native to the floating isles. I say birdmen, but they're not all at all like the Ixal, unless the Ixal's mother was a Gigas. Here, let me mark several locations on your map. If you discover any Vanu in these areas, kill or drive them away. Keep trying to fly, because that's what I'm used to being able to do. so tired at the moment. Finished the patrol. Anything to report? Maybe it was too much to hope for a day without a skirmish. At least I can take solace in the fact that Lone has blessed us with a mighty ally. Accepting your recent clashes with the Vanu, it cannot have escaped your notice that things are rather peaceful to the detriment of our garrison's discipline. Despite being built as an observation post, we have yet to record a single intrusion by the Horde. That is why, as far as everyone is concerned, Camp Cloudtop is a backwater of no significance. And of course, the pride of our camp, the Vaunted Protector, is in a perpetual state of needing repairs. So even when were the Holy See to come under Dravanian attack, we'd be unable to fly to their aid. Simply put, this is where the ambition comes to die. If you have an aspirations for advancement, you'll be right at home. However, I would like to think the enthusiasm can be just as contagious as the apathy. If you'll indulge me, I would have you seek out the sentries and stoke their fighting spirit. Psych them up, you might say. We can certainly try that. Hello there. Slain any Vanu champions yet? No? Oh well, let me know when you have so I can make myself presentable for Snore. Rawr. Syntac, what should we do? What should we do? God damn. You had me fooled there for a moment. An amusing jest, albeit a tad cruel. Surely you must realize now how unsuited I am to the monotony of mere sentry duty. Yet still you tempt me with the promise of excitement. No, this won't do. This won't do at all. Lady Laniette will give me a grand mission as befits my station. Hope she removes your arm like Jaime Lannister on Game of Thrones. Which I finally watched all 8 seasons of that just a couple weeks ago. I mean, it was a good series. Was it as grand as everyone really made it out to be? Nah, not really. Is it better than this travesty that they're calling the Wheel of Time series? Yes. Is there anything fluffier than a cloud? What? What is it? Is it the Horde? By the Fury, whatever possessed you to do that? I'm awake, worry not. After the shook you just gave me, I doubt I'll sleep for a fortnight. Darn it. Ye gods, where did that come from? Fine, if you insist, I'll make an effort to be more alert, but really, I fail to see the point. We're hundreds of miles away from the front lines, which is just the way I like it. I thank you very much. Many thanks, Mr. Spucks. Already I can see a change in our sentry's behavior. Beg your pardon, Lord Emmeline said what? Ha, well, I have no doubt that Lady Laniette will do her utmost to oblige him. Fears what may come of Lord Emmeline's newfound ambition. If Lord Emmeline is going to demand a more dangerous duty, then I expect Lady Laniette will want to accompany him. You might as well speak with her sooner rather than later. There's no use avoiding the inevitable. Lord Emmeline has just informed me that mere sentry duty is beneath him. I understand we have you to thank for this epiphany. Well, there's nothing for it but to give him something more demanding then. Can I count on you to keep him safe? Excellent. We're constantly in need of fresh water in Camp Cloudtop, as there are no underground sources we can tap with wells. However, there's a unique variety of crystals we have recently discovered that may enable us to obtain water through other means. These spring crystals can be found in Vor-Sean-Seren to the east of here. I would have you and Emmeline bring one back to us. You may have to contend with the feral beasts which populate the lakes, not to mention the Vanu scouts ranging from their nearby settlements, of course. That all pales in comparison to keeping the young lord entertained, but you have doubtless grown accustomed to that by now. Good luck and be safe. Oh, I ran off without speaking to Emily. That was dumb of me. Lady, I told you to tell me about my mission once again. If I didn't know any better, I'd swear she's avoiding me. Anyway, what is it? Finally, it's about time she trusts me with a mission of real import. Right then, let's go, let's go. You're an idiot. So this is Boris Answer legend. And there, Vanu say, ah! How dare you! You are not welcome here, Payasa. How does I do with some sport? I know, why don't you and I make it as a competition? Whoever finds the superior specimen wins. Honorate shall judge our entries on size, purity, and say aesthetic sensibilities. Let us begin at once. Does not appear to exhibit the right properties. Same with that one. Where the hell is this crystal that I'm supposed to find? Well, considering this is taking longer to interact, I'm gonna guess it's this one. Have you brought your entry for the contest? My understanding of such things is limited, but can this truly be used to draw moisture from air like water from a pump? Fascinating. Has been gone for an awfully long time. Did you perchance see him while you were searching for your crystal? Even he must realize the dangers of wandering too far in such a place. Maybe I'm worrying about nothing, but I must ask that you assist me in looking for him. We should find him more quickly if we split up. Pray search the southeastern area of Vorsor, Science, Saran. I suppose you are able, and rendezvous with me in the north. Farewell and good luck. Lord Emlyn has been taken by the Vonu. They had me, my lord, surrounded. A whole gang of them. Please, you must come quickly. Ah, son of a bitch. That idiot. The Vana must have taken him to that village map to present to their chieftain. I'll make haste to the Rose House and tell Lady Laniette what has happened. Yet, by the time I return with the aid, it may already be too late. Forgive me for asking, but should you spy an opportunity to sneak past the sentries and rescue Lord Emily in my absence, I beg you to take it. I know he can be a trifle presumptuous and sensitive and, well, insertable, but he doesn't deserve this. We're raiding a place. That sword should be out at all times. Where the hell am I heading to? I'm using a bladed weapon. Why does this take so long? course you're gonna move in my way. Quit cowering, you coward. Should let them kill you and suffer no more trouble from you. What the fuck are you cowering from?
Reinforcements?
Anger of Honu, chief of mighty Vondo, roils like blackest storm clouds. Offer netherlings to the white. Cloud sea swells, and he comes.
I believe that's Bismarck?
The white, mighty Bismarck, lord of the mists!
A flying whale? By the Fury, it's a primal.
He suddenly realizes he's in over his goddamn head.
Damn!
We're not done yet.
Bloody typical. All right, we're going in.
Aye, aye, Chief.
All aboard!
Well, thankfully he missed. The gods only know what might have happened had we not been around to save you. No need for thanks, though. It's not as if you haven't done the same for us on a few previous occasions. All right, more than a few. 'Twas but blind chance that brought us together this time. In case you were wondering, the Holy See has petitioned the Ironworks for assistance with this creation of theirs, the Protector. Apparently they just can't seem to get her flying. Anyway, I came to Camp Cloudtop to cast an eye over the ship, only to learn that you had arrived some few days before with the Nishgardian Lordling in tow. Small world, I thought. Just as said Lordling's manservant scared into view, babbling about his master having been captured and you risking all to rescue him, and the rest, as they say, is history. Appears to be rather pleased with himself. Really? Very well, I admit it was an incredible harrowing experience. I could very well have died, you know. Me, dead. On the other hand, by risking life and limb in the line of duty, I did succeed in uncovering the existence of a new primal, and that, old girl, is no small feat. I made an historic discovery, a fact even Lady Laniette will have no choice but to acknowledge. Yes, I am rather looking forward to basking in the sunshine of her praise. Speaking of which, isn't it time we made our triumphant return? You poor dumb sod. Hoping she tells him that he's an idiot and then he needs to get in line with and do things correctly. Praise Alone, I feared the worst. What happened out there? A primal, are you sure? Yet now that I think on it, this Bismarck is reminiscent of the white whale of Vanu legend, a massive creature said to swim in the sea of clouds. From what I have learned of comparable summonings, the presence of the Vanu's god would certainly explain the sudden change in their behavior toward the people of Camp Cloudtop. Ah, you mean to say that they have fallen under the Primal's influence? I recall reading of such things in documents provided by Master Alphino. Are we forgetting something important, Lady Laniette? A little recognition of the hero of the hour, a few choice expressions of gratitude, respect, admiration, and so on? Why, yes, you are right, of course. Deserves all that and more for having risked her life to rescue such an esteemed personage. Well, if there's naught else to discuss, I would depart for Ishgard forthwith. The Holy See and the Temple Knights must be informed of this new threat without delay. But of course, you have done more than enough here. Pray return to Ishgard with Lord Hoshfront and give him my warmest regards to the Count. So that's in then. No more forays into enemy territory. Very well. I can see my services are no longer needed. Take care, Lady Laniette, and may our next meeting take place under some fallacious circumstances. God, she needs to smack him. Now, all's well that ends well, eh? To the airship landing, then we can speak on the journey home. Ah, there it is. It's like, wait a minute, where is it? It's gotta be around here somewhere. I confess I've always been rather fond of airship travel. The chill of the wind upon your face, the warmth of the blood pumping in your veins. From the excitement, I find the whole experience indescribably invigorating. Or maybe it is simply the joy of having cheated death yet again. Haha, in any event, I must make for the congregation and inform Sir Imeric of all that has occurred. Emilian should have returned to the manor by now. Why not go and see if he has recovered from his ordeal? Somehow he's probably completely unfazed by the entire damn thing. Somehow, I'm just sure of it. Welcome. Shall I show you inside the manor? Oh, it's you, gods. Did he have to strike me so hard? Father, he did not prove a hand mountains in Camp Cloudtop, how I endanger the lives of others through my own recklessness and incompetence. It's not easy playing the hero, is it? Well, I don't play the hero, I just am the hero. You tried playing at it and failed miserably for good reason. Lord Arturo is less than eager to brief you on his mission. Let us begin anew. I am Sir Arturo de Fortams, eldest son of Count Edmund de Fortams. You will forgive me my outburst, I hope. I meant no disrespect. I merely consider myself equal to the duties entrusted to me, unlike some. Hoshfront has spoken of you often. If you are even half the woman he claims, I shall be glad to have you by my side. To the matter at hand, then. We will be assisting my esteemed compatriots of Houses Jorindar and Zalmel. You are aware of our friendly rivalry, I take it. Well, suffice to say, the prospect of assisting said houses does not fill me with joy. However, it is the will of the Holy See that we set aside our differences at this crucial juncture, but we shall speak more of that anon. First, we must need secure transport to Falcon's Nest. Let us make for the Chocobo stables and foundation. Let's see. Yep, that one. I have saddled a black chocobo for your journey to the Western Highlands as per Lord Arturo's instruction. Will this be your first time riding a black chocobo, may I ask? If so, you're in for a treat. As I dare say, you know this particular breed can fly. Given the right conditions, they can carry you quite high too, even over a snow cloak. You needn't worry about directing the bird, of course. Like all porters, she's trained to carry you to your destination all by herself, so just relax and enjoy the view. Oh, but be sure not to relax your grip, will you? 2 hands on the reins at all times, if you please. Okay. That looks like something out of like Dark Souls.
To the frozen wastes of the Western Highlands, once verdant tracts made pallid by the calamity. beyond the towering wall of ice, to lands long forsaken that the knights of Ishgard strove tirelessly to reclaim. To the hamlet of Falcon's Nest, once abandoned, now freed of its pall of snow and ash, she came.
The world looks quite different when viewed from the back of an airborne chocobo, does it not? I still find the experience strangely liberating. To business. Sir Redwold is in charge here. He should be expecting us. It has been far, far too long, Lord Arturo, and who might your companion be? Pray forgive us our lateness, Sir Redwold. I present to you Illusion Fox Ward of House Four Temps. Ah, yes, of course. O'Drillman spoke of you. I, Sir Redwold of House Durandares, do bid you welcome to Falcon's Nest. We are both eager to contribute to the settlement's restoration. How may we be of service? Before we speak of that, would I be correct in assuming that Mistress Fox is unfamiliar with our recent history? Then, with your permission, I shall recount the tale for her benefit. As you may know, Falcon's Nest was once a hamlet with a small garrison of knights and some few villagers, and then came the calamity. When it became clear that the snow would not stop falling and we had no choice but to order a complete withdrawal, some of the entirety of the Western Highlands were to be abandoned. Abandoned to the heretics? Lady Icer and her kind have walked these lands with impunity ever since. Aye, but no longer. The Holy See has commanded the reclamation of the Western Highlands and the expulsion of heretical elements. Falcon's Nest is key to accomplishing these objectives, but as you see, rebuilding the hamlet will be no small undertaking. Our craftsmen require support and protection. Any assistance you can offer will be greatly appreciated. As promised, we have House for Tomsar at your disposal, Sir Redwold. You need but tell us where to begin. Sir Redwold would have you assist the craftsmen in rebuilding the fortifications of Falcon's Nest. Several craftsmen in service to House Zamal are contributing to the restoration of Falcon's Nest. These men and women are quite skilled at building and repairing fortifications, but their progress has been hampered by a number of factors. Roth, their foreman, tells me he has need of a woman with your talents. Would you be so kind as to seek him out? There you are. Yes, I'm Roth, and who might you be? Ah, the promised help. Glad to have you aboard. I have the honor of overseeing this fine mess you see before you. Sent me over on one of them blackbirds, same as you. Build men and tell others how to build and mend. But fury takes me this ice. It's bloody unnatural how fast it forms. It's ice that was breaks, I tell you. Mark my words, there's pockets of them here and there. Just ain't waiting for me to turn my back so they can sneak out and do their dirty work. So I need to search the hamlet and put an end to it. If you stand watch long enough, you're sure to find them. There we go, that was easy enough. Couple of ice sprites, a few sword slashes. Now there's a woman that looks like she's found her marks. You're just the sort we need around here, the kind that'll hop to when she seeks a task undone. Good help was hard to find, a sad truth that Roth knows well. You're a dab hand at warcraft, I can tell. Not that I have any skill at arms to speak of mine, but it doesn't take an expert to recognize expertise. Be a waste to keep you to myself when there's others out that what need help, same as me. So if you're keen to keep on doing what you've done, I'd ask you to head north to the pike, the bloody huge statue out in the waste if you've never been. Mason by the name of Theramont is out there tending to the thing. Good man, Theramont, but I reckon he's taking on too much work for one. Might be there's something you can do for him. Hail to you, traveler. What brings you out this way? From Roth bid you assist me? Well, far be it from me to turn down a helping hand. I've been tasked with the restoration of the sculpture. 5 years of neglect have not been kind, to say the least. Fortunately, I have just the thing for it. Rather, those deep eyes have it. If you could slay 3 and bring me the bristles, I'd be in your debt. There you are. Have you the bristles? Yeah, I got them. Feel, of course, that is. That's why you're perfect scrubbing the soot from this statue. Beautiful, isn't it? The spitting image of Huldrat, the first of the Azure Dragoons and one of Ishgard's founding fathers. A symbol of everything the Dravanians despise, which is why they've taken to searing it with dragonfire every time they pass by. But no longer will we suffer this desecration of our nation's hero. Soon the statue will be as it once was, a proud and shining testament to the determination of Ishgard, and a message to the heretics that we have returned. The work may be hard and the conditions harsh, but as a proud Ishgardian, I could ask no greater honor. Before we return to Falcon Nest, Thurman has a favor to ask. Are you for Falcon's Nest? So I have a favor to ask. There's this knight, sir, stationed at the anvil to the west of here. She's always treated me with kindness and respect, more than I deserve, to be honest. Anyway, while you were away, she came through on patrol, and I think she might have left a package behind. It's a bit of a detour, but would you mind returning it to her? My thanks to you, my friend. Sure, why not? What's that package? I haven't the foggiest what you're talking about. Not that full. What a waste. It was a gift of Venture. Theramont labors day and night without regard for his own well-being. At the very least, he ought to try to eat better. Why not someone give it to him? By the Fury, have you no sense of decorum? A highborn knight cannot be seen favoring a lowborn mason in such a manner. Nevertheless, appreciate your concern as well as your willingness to assist Theramont. May your journey back to Falcon's Nest be safe and swift. Pray give my regards to Sir Redwald. Okay. So much messenger work for being the Warrior of Light. More like Messenger of Light. Here, carry this package over there. Carry that package over there. Can you fetch this thing for me from that vendor over there? But it is what it is. Not much you can really do about it from beyond that. I must applaud your initiative. Roth tells me you have been quite busy. Alas, we have not the time to thank you properly. I have a task which I would commit all able-bodied men and women, you and Lord Arterial included. In such times as these, Sir Redwall is glad to have veterans like you to whom he can turn. Calm as ever, even when you must surely sense the gravity of the situation. A veteran through and through, just as Lord Drummond said. Good. We have lost contact with a reconnaissance party sent north to Riversmeet in search of the heretics' hideaway. Whether they were attacked or met with some other misfortune, we know not, but regardless of the cause, we must act quickly, for this is harsh, unforgiving land which can claim and has claimed the lives of many men. To ensure we find our missing knights as quickly as possible, I have assigned to each party a different area to search. You and Lord Arterial will be working together. Seek them out when you're ready to depart, and good luck. Well, at least I don't have to go far to find them. Seems we've assigned the area near Camp Riversmeet, Mistress Fox. Lest you are unaware, the camp was one of many our knights were forced to abandon when we withdrew from the Coerthas Western Highlands. One of many sacrifices made in the wake of the calamity. 'Twould not surprise me if our knights took shelter there. There is but one way to find out, though. Let us be off. And this idiot's probably going to get himself abducted as well. Hey, Goosey, how are you? You're up late. Ow! Ow! Why are you angry at me? What'd I do? What didn't I do? What was I supposed to do? Ow. Well, it's a security thing. And I mean, I've had some pretty bad hecklers in the past, and hoping maybe that might help, and maybe with increased security might get other people to kind of be a little more comfortable speaking it up here. There below is Camp Rivermeet, or what remains of it. I see no way to descend the cliff safely from here. Should we fall, the beast below would make short work of us. Come, I know a path to the riverbed below, east of the Black Iron Bridge. No, Goosey is not. But I have had some people come in, and it's just kind of a generic thing. I mean, I can fine-tune it. And I probably should. Or look into fine-tuning it a little bit. There have been several over time. But I was just looking at security features here earlier and was just like, okay. Ow. If the crossbar came this way, I see no sign of it. Still, it's possible that the recent sources curbed their trail, or that they took an alternative route to Camp Riversmeet. Until we investigate the camp itself, we cannot be certain. We must press on. I'm sorry. I didn't want to make you cry, Goosey. No, I would never do an anti-geese stream. What heretical nonsense would that be? No, 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 never. No, down with the Goosey. Goosey is always welcome here. See, even Nightbot agrees. Are you alright? I heard sounds of a struggle. Thank the Fury. I thought no one would come. Three heretics slain in one night save, just like that. You certainly live up to your reputation. What happened here? Is there no one else? We were caught in a furious blizzard north of here, my lord. Not but white all around, until we saw shapes moving towards us, running towards us with naked steel in their hands. I cut down a few of the bastards who came close, but the others, there was shouting and screaming, but after a while, I could only hear unfamiliar voices. I found my way to the camp, hoping to hide while the storm passed. But the heretics tracked you here. Aye, my lord, the heretics' hideaway lies somewhere to the north. We must move quickly before the snow buries all traces of their passing. For my brothers, we must have faith, sir. Justice will be done, but first we must see to you safely. To your safety. I mean, Nightbot doesn't know any better. Nightbot's, well, dumb. But he's a necessary evil that, like many things, he just needs to be fine-tuned. Lord Arturiel seems loath to forego any opportunity to locate the heretic's hiding place. He has the right of it. Whatever means of the heretic's trail will be gone with the next snowfall, but we cannot very well leave our friend here. I will see him to Falcon's Nest and gather reinforcements. In the meantime, I would have you search the area to the north of the camp for signs of the attack. Should you pick up the heretic's trail, do not wait for me. Follow it back to their lair forthwith, being sure to leave me some clear footprints. I realize that this plan may place you in considerable danger, but I see no alternative. Westershire will not be far behind. Thank you. I mean, Nightbot will get better. Just wait and see. I mean, if you have a problem with Nightbot, let me know what the issue was that Nightbot did, and I'll see about fixing it. Tracks continue to the north. You have beef with Nightbutt. Yeah, and I remember from my earlier days when you first started coming around that I hadn't quite fine-tuned my emote limit yet, and he got you a lot for that. It's a dumb robot. You challenge it to a fight. Well, I figured that would be an easy win for Goosey. Although technically, since you're going for a trial by combat, that would then he would have the opportunity to name a champion. Where are stupid footprints at? Hmm. Goosey, I need you to fly over and tell me where I'm supposed to be going. I'm not finding these footprints anymore. am not finding its hiding place. It's just not to be found. Well, it looks like I found it. There we go.
Looking for me, I presume.
The child who glimpsed the truth.
No! It cannot be.
She cameth unto me, as didst thou. Alike in gifts, yet set upon different paths.
He speaks true, warrior of light. Like you, I have been blessed with the echo. The visions terrified me at first. They came without warning. I wondered what I had done to deserve them. But I had no time to ponder such things once the calamity came. The land turned against us, and in a matter of hours, Falcon's Nest was buried under 10 fulms of ice and snow. We had no choice but to flee for Ishgard. We came to the wall, and while we searched for a way through, there was an avalanche. And so I set forth for Dravania. I knew full well what might happen where I found. But I could not survive on my own. I was found, of course. And not by a mere dragon, but by the great worm Hraesvelgr. And it was then that I knew why I had been given this gift. For with it I heard his voice, and saw the truth through his eyes. I was chosen to deliver this revelation to the people, to bring dragon and man together as they once were, and should ever be. It wasn't supposed to be like that. You have to believe me. It was beyond my control. Children taught to fear the skies, who saw their loved ones slaughtered. Yet the Dravanians, though they know where the fault truly lies, fell upon them with such fury.
Men die, and their children forget. But we are everlasting. To us, then is as now. Thou canst not comprehend the violation, the outrage, the fury.
No, we really can't.
I will make this right. I am neither a saint nor a savior, just another sinner. Yet I will not forsake this cause. I cannot. I will see this cycle broken and peace restored. We can do naught else, for we are now as one.
Praise Halone, you are alive. We came as swiftly as we could, but I see we are too late. So there were lurking in the cellar of this farmhouse. 'Tis a pity Lady Icer escaped, but we must not let that detract from your conscience. We have them on the run. You have dealt our foes a telling blow this eve, my friend, and I shall see that your efforts are recognized. Establishing an outpost in so remote a location could not have been easy. Tenacious devils. Rather not linger without cause. The knights have matters here well in hand. Let us return to Falcon's Nest and share our discoveries with Sir Redwald. Come, after tracking heretics across miles of ice and snow, I would say you are due a few hours' rest next to a warm fire. Okay. Lord Arturo, Mr. Fox, full glad am I to see you both hale and hearty. Healthy. What news? You mean to say you hunted the heretics down on your own and slew them before the reinforcements could arrive? By the Fury! I believe I made great strides towards purging these lands of heretics. I mean to say as much when I deliver my report to my father and the Holy See. As will I, Lord Arturo. May it serve to remind our superiors that houses Durandare and Fortims could achieve through continued cooperation. Indeed, I trust you and your knights are content to handle the rest? We most certainly are, my lord. During your short time with us, you and Mr. Spox have accomplished far more than I had thought possible. I cannot, in good conscience, impose upon you any longer. Pray return to Ishgard with my thanks. As you wish, Sir Rodwald. We thank you for your hospitality. Let's see, we'll teleport back. Try and save a little bit of time that way. Very much try not to fall asleep. So for whatever reason, like I said, I am extremely tired. Well, I mean, it's not for no reason. I mean, I only did sleep like 4 hours. Maybe less than that. I would speak plain. From the first, I question your motives and your competence. Unjustly, I now realize. Rumors have a way of growing more fantastic as they spread, and quite frankly, those surrounding you beggar belief. But Hochfront swore that all the stories were true. He championed your cause and begged Father to grant you patronage. And he duly listened, because for all his wisdom, he has never been able to say no to my dear half-brother. The legacy of my father's soul and discretion. Mother hated him, of course. Even on her deathbed, she refused to acknowledge him, and to be honest, she was not alone in her feelings. But that is not the worst of it. At Camp Riversmeet, when we came upon the Wounded Knight, I knew immediately that one of us would have to pursue the heretics alone. An onerous task fraught with danger. And there you were, the savior of Eorzea, an honored guest of House Fortims, my new comrade in arms, Hochfront's dear friend. I told myself it was to be a test, but part of me hoped that you would fail. Yet you accepted the task without word of protest nor any sign of fear, and you duly tracked the enemy down, faced him alone, and lived to tell the tale. Plainly, Hochfront had the right of it all along. That I doubted your strength bespeaks mine own weakness, but I will not doubt you again. On that you have my word. The Fortom steward looks as though he has something to say. Ah, my lord the Count much desires to speak with you regarding your time with Lord Arturo and Lord Emlane. If you would remain here for a moment.
The hero returns. I cannot thank you enough for saving young Emanalane's life. Aye, he told me everything. I've also received letters from both House Zamail and Durandare praising your conduct, and that of House Fortom. You've won us much honor, my friend.
My lord.
What is it? Speak.
Pray forgive the intrusion, my lord, but I bring grave tidings. Master Alphino and Mistress Tataru have been detained on suspicion of fomenting heresy.
What? Explain.
They were observed entering a tavern in the lower levels on some half-dozen occasions. There, it is claimed, they made a number of inquiries. Inquiries which brought them into contact with certain, elements. 'Twas this which prompted a Knight of the Heavensward to demand that they be questioned. Sir Grinno, my lord.
Sir Grinno is a brute. Exceedingly accomplished brute, but a brute nonetheless. Alas, he is also a son of House Zamayo. How quickly we forget the petty nature of men. I'd wager your friends are no more than pawns in another of my countrymen's games. Such is the way of things between the high houses.
Sounds like a shitty way to be doing things. But that's just my thoughts on matters. Though you have won the hearts and minds of many of my countrymen, there are those who will never be swayed. Men who will dismiss your efforts and resent your successes, even as we celebrate them. 'Tis like that one such member of House Zamayo in manipulating Sir Grinno, for he is not a man to dabble in politics of his own volition. He may genuinely believe your friends to be guilty, though I'm quite certain his masters know better. Yet the truth will avail us not if we cannot prove their innocence. You might do well to speak with Sir Imeric at the congregation of our Knights Most Heavenly. He will know more of these charges. It has been too long. Would that this visit came under happier circumstances. You are come to plead for Master Alphino and Mistress Tataru, I take it? Word of their detainment reached us while I was delivering my report on the Vanu Primal. Truly I know not which is more ludicrous, these charges of that flying feathered whale. That Sir Grinno's accusations are baseless, I have no doubt. Refuting them will be difficult, however, as he is a Knight of the Heavensward. I speak of the personal guard of the Archbishop, the 12 finest knights in all Vishgard, sworn to serve his eminence alone. Suffice to say, their testimony is unimpeachable, and I have not the authority to challenge their actions. After all the signs have done, routing the heretics and defeating Shiva, helping us defend the steps of faith, and drive back the Dravanian horde, after proving themselves true allies on countless occasions, is there naught we can do? I fear there is but one path left to us. We must demand a trial by combat. But of course, a trial by combat sanctioned by the Inquisition, the victor's claim is judged true regardless of the petitioner's standing. Under Scarring law, a trial by combat pits the accuser against the accused. In this instance, Alphino and Mrs. Tataru would be expected to face Sir Grinno, and a second of his choosing. Another Knight of the Heavensward, most like. Two of them by the Fury, that can hardly be considered fair. Master Alphino's magical talents will not have gone unnoticed, meaning that he will have no choice but to participate. Tataru, on the other hand, is quite obviously bereft of martial skill and should be afforded the right to name a champion to fight in her stead. Lest you doubt, I'm ready and willing to serve in this capacity, as I'm sure is Lord Hoshfront. But all here present know that you are the most accomplished warrior among us, and but in the realm at large. Then it is settled. I will visit Master Alphino at once, inform him of our intentions. Meet me at the tribunal when you have made ready. Until then, my friend. Oh, I hunger. That might be why I'm tired. I need food. Listen carefully. When the trial begins, the petitioner will be asked to restate his charges, and the accused invited to respond. Then, in accordance with the law, they will be asked to restate the request for a trial by combat. Once the High Adjudicator acknowledges Mr. Taru's right to name a champion, that is when you must make your entrance. Oh, I cannot wait to see the look on Sir Renault's face when he sees his true opponent. 'Twill be priceless. More seriously, should you begin to lose heart, to look to me in the stands, and I shall cheer so loud you'll wonder how you could ever have contrived to doubt yourself. Now, are you ready? Yep. I'm ready. Let's go. Let's go, let's go, let's go.
We are gathered here today under the watchful gaze of the Fury to ascertain the guilt of 2 souls in a trial by combat. Petitioners, step forward. Sir Grinno, for the benefit of all here present, I would ask you to repeat the charges which you have leveled against this man and this woman.
I, Sir Grinno de Zemile, brother of the heavensward, did bear witness to these 2 foreigners consorting with heretics.
Let the accused step forward. Alphino Leveilleur, Tataru, you have heard the charges leveled against you. Will you take up arms to refute Sir Grinno's claim, and thereby prove your innocence in the eyes of gods and men?
I, Alphino Leveilleur, am innocent of this charge, and claim my right to trial by combat.
I, Tataru, am innocent of this charge. But I am no warrior and cannot fight. So, I claim the right to name a champion.
To the old and the infirm, the young and the weak, this right we allow. Very well. Who will stand for this woman?
Just as I was beginning to doubt the efficacy of the Ishgardian justice system. Come, my friend. Let us put an end to this mummer's farce.
Oh. Let's see how this goes.
O Halone, render unto us your judgment. Raise up the righteous, and cast down the wicked.
I have my pride.
I've got you now.
Down with you! This isn't funny.
No one said it had to be.
It's over.
Yes, you have been beaten. The Fury has spoken. Alphino Lavelle, Taru, you are hereby acquitted of all charges. Blessed are we who receive of her wisdom and see justice wrought by her divine hand. Petitioners accused, go forth in peace. Delivered from an untimely demise yet again. My thanks, as always. Quit getting yourself in trouble. By the Fury, what splendid victory to see how you strove in the face of adversity. Two brave young souls bound together by the puissant bonds of camaraderie. Why, it stirred me to the very depths of my soul. Having been treated as such a rousing spectacle, it seems only right that I present you with a humble token of my admiration. Pray receive of me this chocobo whistle. With it you may summon a black chocobo, fully trained and ready to fly. Magnificent, is she not? Strong yet sleek, elegant yet eager. Yet, what say you, Illusion? Will you take her for your steed? Of course, we'll take the bird. Chocobos are prohibited in the supreme sacred tribunal of Hellonic inquisitory doctrine. Your steed must remain outside. Peck his face! Lord Hashram thinks you could do well with a well-deserved rest. Black Chocobos are all well and good, but the true reward for your efforts is the exoneration of your comrades. They shall be released upon the completion of certain minor formalities, which I mean to see to personally. In the meantime, pray return to Fort Thompson's Manor. The Count has done so already and will doubtless be here to discuss the day's events. Welcome! Shall I show you inside the manor? Alone us yet again, guiding you to victory and setting your comrades free. I confess I did fear for your safety, which is not to say I doubted your prowess, you understand. I merely knew the strength of your opponents. You do not have a habit of exceeding my expectations. Besting two of the heavensward while the city's elite looked on. By the Fury, anyone who hasn't been paying attention to you will surely do so from now on. My lord. We just messed from the vault. His Eminence the Archbishop requests the presence of the Warrior of Light. An invitation from the Archbishop? What an honor. A personal summons is indeed a great honor. Given recent events, you would be wise not to delay. Go, we shall speak anon. A priest will be waiting for you outside the vault. Identify yourself to him and he will escort you inside. We are honored to receive you, Mistress Fox. This way, please.
Your Eminence, it is my honor to present to you the Warrior of Light.
I have heard the tales of your many grand endeavors. The Lord Commander has also been most effusive in his praise. I am Thordan the Seventh, Archbishop of the Ishgardian Orthodox Church, and I bade you come here that I might offer my personal apologies. You will forgive me for not calling upon you as courtesy would dictate, but as you can see, my more sprightly days are long behind me. But I digress. Your companions were wrongly accused of heresy and subjected to gross indignities. This, I am sorry to say, was the result of negligence on the part of our nation's protectors. Negligence born of an excess of zeal. Is that not so, Sir Zephyr?
Yes, Your Eminence. Regrettably, it would appear that we of the Heavensward were in receipt of erroneous information. Sir Grinno has ever been headstrong. He pressed charges before the truth had been ascertained, for which I most sincerely apologize.
Uh-huh.
An unfortunate misunderstanding born of an earnest desire to serve Ishgard, but one which should never have occurred. For who could doubt the character of those who bested Shiva and drove the Horde from the steps of faith? Not I. That much is certain. That will be all, Sir Zephyrin. I would speak with our guest in private.
Mm-hmm.
Your Eminence, As you wish, Your Eminence. That will be all for today.
Privacy is a luxury rarely afforded one in my position. Now tell me, young lady, what do you know of the Ascians? Much and more, I shouldn't wonder, being the bringer of light. You should know that I myself have met with them, have entertained them as guests, even. Those harbingers of chaos and strife offered us power that we might continue our war against the dragons. I have no intention of aiding their cause, of course, nor less of being their puppet. Yet, were I to refuse them outright, I should learn naught of their true objectives and remain powerless to stop them. Thus have I hearkened to their words with interest and paid lip service to their beliefs, biding my time and preparing for the inevitable conflict. And why do I tell you this? Because there is naught in this world they fear more than the power of the Warrior of Light. If we are to rid ourselves of these vile interlopers, we must needs work together. With our combined strength, I have faith that we can wrest Eorzea from their grasp and pave the way for a lasting peace. Think on it.
Okay. Now let's finish up this quest, and then we'll find someone to raid and raid someone.
There you are. I confess, I was more than a little concerned when I learned that you had been summoned to the vault. What did they want with you? Well, well. A formal apology and an admonishment of those responsible. I see my fears were wholly misplaced. By the gods! The Archbishop freely admits to consorting with Ascians. So, their ambitions extend to Ishgard as well. We will have new primals to contend with ere long, of that you may be certain. 'Tis but a matter of time. Yet shorn of the support of our missing allies, what can we realistically hope to achieve?
In the midst of all the excitement, I completely forgot to tell you. When I was asking around about the Scions, I heard the most awful rumor. General Rauburn is to be executed for crimes against the Sultanate!
If the Flame General dies, we will lose a staunch ally, and the one man capable of holding the Sultana's assassins to account. Lord Orchiphon was wise to counsel restraint, but this business will brook no delay. We cannot permit this execution to take place. We must save Rauburn.
There we go. Well, let's take a look and see who's out there to raid. We'll raid Ren. We'll move over, go ahead and copy and paste this into chat. I'd like to thank you all for coming by and enjoying this with me for a little while. Tomorrow, I'm not quite sure what we will be playing, but we'll be playing something. Till then, have a wonderful rest of your night.